All right, hello students. This is the last poetry reading I'll do for this week at least. Um, Let me know if you want me to keep doing these readings where I read something out loud in the comments below or send me an email. Shout out to my sponsor Newsella, even though I'm using Common Lit today. But this poem, I think a lot of you will really be into. It's called Wilderness by Carl Sandburg. He was an American poet from the Chicago area. And this poem describes the speaker's connection to the wilderness. And I want you to think about the connections the speaker of the poem makes to his personality and characters that seem to personify different aspects of his personality. Again, you don't have to take the quizzes for these, but I want these to inspire you to perhaps do your own, write your own poem for a journal, or do a response to one of these poems, or maybe even cite some of these poems' lines that speak to you in your own journals. Um, and again, poetry can be, a comfort when you're lonely or when you're, having deep thoughts and you want to get them out. You can. It's a cathartic experience to write. Cathartic means it purges you of negative emotions, but also, just um, reading poetry can soothe you, right? And bring a state of calmness in you. All right, so here it goes. There is a wolf in me, fangs pointed for tearing, gashes, a red tongue for raw meat, the hot lapping of blood. I keep this wolf because the wilderness gave it to me, and the wilderness will not let it go. There is a fox in me, a silver gray fox. I sniff and guess. I pick things out of the wind and air, and I nose in the dark night and take sleepers and eat them and hide the feathers. I circle and loop and double cross. There is a hog in me, a snout and a belly, a machinery for eating and grunting, a machinery for sleeping satisfied in the sun. I got this too from the wilderness, and the wilderness will not let it go. There is a fish in me. I know I came from salt blue water gates. I scurried with shoals of heron. I blew water spouts with porpoises before land was, before the water went down, before Noah, before the first chapter of Genesis. There is a baboon in me, clamoring, clawed, and dog-faced, yapping, and a galoot's hunger, hairy under the armpits. Here are the hawk-eyed, hankering men. Here are the blonde and blue-eyed women. Here they hide, curled asleep, waiting, ready to snarl and kill, and ready to sing and give milk, waiting. And I keep the baboon because the wilderness says so. There's an eagle in me, and a mockingbird, and the eagle flies among the rocky mountains of my dreams, and fights among the Sierra crags of what I want. And the mockingbird warbles in the early forenoon before the dew is gone, warbles in the underbrush of my Chattanoogas of hope, gushes over the blue Ozark foothills of my wishes. And I got the eagle and the mockingbird from the wilderness. Oh, I got a zoo. I got a menagerie inside my ribs, under my bony head, under my red valve heart. And I got something else. It is a man-child heart, a woman-child heart. It is a father and mother and lover. It came from God knows where. It is going to God knows where. For I am the keeper of the zoo. I say yes and no. I sing and kill and work. I am a pal of the world. I come from the wilderness. So the key to that poem is at the end. Think about what the zookeeper metaphor means. What does it mean for someone, a speaker, who has said throughout the poem that they have different animals inside of them, and the aspects of that animal, the characteristics of that animal comes from the wilderness, and they won't let it go. But what does it mean to have a zookeeper? What is the zookeeper's role in a menagerie of animals? What is the zookeeper's role in controlling that menagerie? Okay, menageries definitions down here, right? A varied collection of animals, people, or objects. There's some discussion questions I'm going to post in my social distancing slides. These are not required. These are just to get you started. If you are inspired by this poem and want to write a journal about it, please feel free. And so for the journals, I'm going to start encouraging not just blogs, but vlogs. A vlog is a video blog where you share your thoughts in a video, kind of like I'm doing now. We can upload those to Google Drive. You can submit them on the journal doc. Again, you want to pick a different option per um, week. You don't want to pick the same option more than once. There's a really great option that only a few people have taken, and it's the photo essay. You could do a photo essay of things around the house. I might even create one of those here soon. So that's an option. Some people wrote to a friend or a family member. You can do, a more traditional investigative sort of report or essay about what's going on in the world in the pandemic. You can reflect on what it means for a job to be essential. What does social media mean in the age of social distancing and isolation? And I also put the poems on here. The video that I'm making now will be on a slide. The other videos I made about the poems are here. And these are just ideas for the journals. So I hope you liked these poems. I'll try to find some more and put some links. If you really like these poems, you could write to the poet themselves. You could write to one of these poets, okay? And this organization, poets.org, would even publish it. Please ask your parents about that for their permission to have your name up there, but check it out. It looks pretty cool. They're due in a week, but that's just the right amount of time for your journal. So this could be a journal, writing a letter to a poet. Let me know what you think. Take care and live long and prosper.